Welcome to Plant City Bonsai. I'm Steve Craddy, and I have lots of really cool things to talk about today. It's our fall video, a little bit before our holiday video, which will be following soon. But the trees behind me, the beautiful Japanese maple called Sengokaku, one of the most interesting trees you can have in your landscape. The branches turn bright red in the winter after they drop their yellow leaves. And adjacent to that is a winter cherry. Blooms all winter long just about, and also again in the spring. So we just thought it would be the perfect setting to start this video. Have lots of things to talk about today. We have Shimpaku juniper, a selection that's unbelievable. And many more specimens that I look forward to telling you about as we do this video. We have so many things that I want to talk about today. I want to get right into the trees. First tree I would like to talk about is this beautiful, first thing, the stone is absolutely gorgeous. It's a lace rock from Utah, very craggy, very natural, and the artist applied a beautiful Itogawa Shimpaku juniper, real girthy trunk. And that's more, we'll be talking about Itogawa today because I have several sizes. I haven't had them in a long time, so I'm real excited about having this species back in my life. But it's just a beautiful planting. It works. This guy here is a Kishu Shimpaku created by the artist Ishii. It's many, many years old. It has a beautiful, beautiful curve. Extreme cool curve, and wanted to mention this tree today. When I get these in, they're always one of my best sellers. They're super old, and I have a new group on the way to be here by the end of this week via Delta Air Cargo. So by next weekend, I should have a whole new group of these. This truly is one of my favorite time of year for deciduous trees. I love the foliage, but to see without the foliage, the bones of the trees, the elegance of the branching, I really like that a lot. And this is an old pine cypress, and a lot of pine cypress offer the seed pods. And I've actually seen this in commercial applications where the trees actually have these. But you don't really notice them because they're not in a bonsai pot. But so this one is just beautiful. Next to it is a collected American hornbeam, and that tree is so old. Those first bends weren't done by wiring, I'm sure, but it just has such an incredible movement. It works very well, and because it's an American hornbeam, you don't have small foliage. So that's why the larger the tree, actually, the more dramatic the tree is as a bonsai. I was able to create a new program for my Kingsville Boxwoods. I have a long-time customer who's been with me for many, many years, in fact 35 years. He actually purchased one of my Kingsville Boxwoods in about a 3-inch size. And I'd like to show you what those trees look like now. If you're familiar with Kingsville Boxwoods, you know that they are super slow growers. It's probably one of the slowest growing species we use in bonsai. These two trees here have grown for 35 years. From this size here to this size here. And when my friend called me recently and said I could purchase my trees back in a little bit different form, I got really excited. And this is why I do bonsai. This is just so it's seeing a miracle happen. And so as we progress with this video, you're going to hear me talking more about Kingsville Boxwoods because they're wonderful. Trident Maples. probably the favorite subject matter for a forest. Probably redwood's very close to it, but the Trident Maples gives us this beautiful fall color, and they do something very critical for how long we live in life. They grow fast, so you can develop a specimen forest in just a few years. This main tree here is probably no older than about 6 years old, so it's a great species to use. You should have been here a week ago to see this one. And this is a Ginkgo Grove, and majestic bright yellow color. And you know, the ginkgo is the tree that when it drops its foliage, it's unlike a maple that gives you several days of progressive leaf droppage. The ginkgo loses its leaves all in one day. And this is a grove. I see it needing to be reworked during the winter to spread these trees apart, and probably adding one larger, discerningly larger tree. It can be a fabulous forest. These are old trees. The next tree is Steroidia Adelpha, very prized by the Japanese. It's the tree that subtly does everything. For one thing, the bark is gorgeous. It has this honey color, and the Monadelpha is the only Steroidia that offers that gorgeous bark. As they progressively get older, they'll actually bloom a bloom that looks like a dogwood tree. And after this drops its leaves, the weather is cold, you can do some wintertime silhouette photography, and with the correct background, all the little buds for next year's leaves are snow white. The old Chinese elm, I've talked about this tree in previous videos. It is a great tree. It needs to be, this would be the perfect way to create your own specimen. It's a specimen in the raw, so it just needs to be fine-tuned a lot, and that's the fun of bonsai. Still one of my favorite trees, the Elyagnus, typically used as a landscape tree for the landscape. This one here has such incredible character. It's been transformed into an awesome bonsai. Here are some more incredible Kingsville Boxwoods, highly ramified. Notice how, at first glance, you think you're looking at a giant oak tree. And that's, over the years, I've always called the Kingsville the oak tree design tree. If you want an oak tree, the Kingsville is perfect. Tiny foliage, and this is a beautiful example. Somebody pointed out yesterday that this one is in this pot way too long. Next spring needs to be repotted. It's actually looking like a hill, a Kingsville growing on the top of a hill, and I agree with that. It's cool. This next one is classical Kingsville Boxwood. Again, it's an oak tree style. It's slanted, and just a wonderful specimen. Notice the darkness in the trunk here. If you prefer the lighter trunk, this can be just brushed with like a toothbrush, and you get that bark really almost snow white. It just depends on which style you like. Here's another one, still kind of an oak tree design. This guy right here could tell you lots of stories. It's over 75 years old. And along with the larger specimens, we have several to offer in bonsai pots in a smaller version. I'm psyched about these Kingsvilles. Another boxwood, also having small foliage, is the Harlandi. The Harlandi, I've been actually selling the Harlandis for a number of years, and it's always been a pleasure. So I had a grower produce quite a large number of them, and they finally got here. I'm going to show you many of them in this video. But the Harlandi, you may or may not know, gives us all kinds of bonuses. The trunk gets rough at a very early age. In February, in a mild year, you're going to get yellow, soft yellow blooms that last about 6 weeks. It's a perfect tree. Let's go look at the group of them. This is the group I was talking about. We have great numbers with these. These actually have been trimmed and cleaned up. Their next step is pretty close to putting into the bonsai pot. And we actually have a group that's one stage more raw out in the Sea of Junipers. Altogether, there are just many of these to choose from. These are great class plants. I've used this for classes in previous years, and they work out very well. People are super excited when they leave here. Like what I said, the rough bark, the blooms, it's a great bonsai to learn by. Now we're about to enter the Japanese garden room, where we are just decked out with cool pre-bonsai and bonsai Itogawa and Kishu Shimpaku. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. And also we're gonna be talking about some very unusually styled black pines. And so let's go for it. Let's start with the Itogawas. Very popular today in today's bonsai. Beautiful trees, beautiful size to work with, nice girth in the trunks. And I have several sizes of them. I have these larger ones, and also have a nice array of a smaller size Itogawa. And even the small ones have a great character about them. The next group is a large group. It's the Kishu Shimpaku, and they're very dramatic. They're pretty old trees, and they just have all kinds of bonsai attributes that are just sort of built in, and it's up to you to create your own masterpiece. Have a nice number of these, and they're healthy. They're super healthy, and like this tree, for instance, here is almost in one sitting. You'll see what the outcome of the tree is going to be. They're just amazing. And I'm just so excited. I have like, say 45 of these to offer. Have a small group of Japanese black pines. Black pines, hard to come by. Good looking ones. And I'm proud of this small group. It's done by the method of, at a young age, they were wired, and the wire's been left in there to sort of cause the trunk to sort of callus over and give it a more rugged, which that's one of the things we go for in black pine, is a nice rugged trunk. But what's nice is that the shape is so nice on these. And foliage is already reduced a bit, so I'm just super excited about these. Thank you for taking time to view this video. This season especially, we have something for everyone, including a massive group of cool trees, tools, and pots. And would like to say this very sincere, every customer is very important to us. We have made the nursery safe. We're outside, we do everything outside, and so you can feel safe being here. So please come see us soon.
Thanks.